Alright, welcome back to the channel. Warhammer Man back in the studio, and we've got some not so breaking news. I'm a little bit delayed on this one, but we do have the official Codex Chaos Daemons emerging from a tear in the warp. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe for daily videos, reactions, reviews, news, painting, modeling, and conversion tutorials. Pretty much anything to do with Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, Warcry, and of course some Horus Heresy content as well. But today it's all about 40k and the demons. Life is tough in the 41st millennium. Your average human is born into a life of grueling menial labor, only to find themselves eaten by a Tyranid invasion force, whisked away to Camera for a round of Drukhari Truth or Dare, or drafted into the thankless meat grinder of the Astra Militarum. If all that weren't bad enough, there's another ever-present threat lurking just behind the material veil. Gibbering, bloodthirsty legions of the demons claw the walls of existence, taking advantage of any tear in the real space to manifest plagues and curses, tempt mortal souls, and slaughter untold millions. All it takes to invite devastation is one ill-considered ritual drawn from a blasphemous grimoire. Speaking of which, Codex Chaos Daemons is on the way. So just starting off with the cover art, I have to say it is pretty awesome. I really like the style of the art, and then just incorporating all of the different demons. The blood letter on the juggernaut of corn in the background is pretty freaking awesome. Plague bearer right there in the middle looks great as well. And then we've got our Tzeentch horrors doing some cool like psychic casting. And then of course little Slaaneshi in the bottom corner there. Really nice looking art. Very cool. And obviously they are battling some sisters down here. We got a little nerdling peeking out. Cool looking art though, really like it. Very colorful. The warp-wrought children of the Chaos Gods are bursting out of the Immaterium with a 152-page tome packed with eldritch, esoterica, forbidden demonology, and in-depth rules for games of Warhammer 40,000. So 152 pages, so that is a pretty thick and juicy codex. Plenty of rules and whatnot in there. I want to say the Space Marine one was like 250, and that was a big deal. So this is a pretty big codex for demons. As you'd expect from a Chaos Demons codex, there's rules for conquering in the name of the blood, change, plague, or excess, or mixing things up by running kaleidoscope force drawn from the whole accursed pantheon. So obviously you can build either mixed army of demons or just exclusively serve one of the gods. Bellicor, just such a beast. Probably one of the best models. Really nice looking photograph right here. There are more ways than ever to bend the mortal plane to your will, thanks to 56 datasheets split between the 4 Chaos Gods and Bellicor. With your very own army of renown, alongside 25 warlord traits, 24 relics, 36 stratagems, and profane slate of psychic powers for all. So that being said, if you assume a roughly even amount of data sheets for each god, and then you have Chaos Undivided as well, so you figure there's basically 5 categories, including Undivided. So if you have 56 data sheets, you know, you're looking at roughly 11 data sheets for each of the gods. And then if you look at 25 warlord traits, you're talking about roughly 5 for each. 24 relics, roughly 5 for each, and then 36 stratagems. Again, just kind of like roughly divided up. You basically have like 7, or I guess realistically, what did I say? 5. Yeah, so that's not bad. I think that's pretty good overall. I'm not sure exactly how that measures up to like your typical codex, because I think in your typical codex you're going to have a lot more of just your like general stratagems, and then you're going to have a few specialized ones for like your various like orders or whatever that are like specific to some of your selections. As we're with this, I think most armies, you're probably going to have a blend of at least 2 or 3 of the gods. So I think when it all stacks up, you're going to be able to build a pretty nice army out of this book. So seems like a pretty nice like distribution throughout. So we'll see. Obviously, maybe there'll be a couple more for undivided, or like just general ones, and then just some more specialized ones that are powerful for certain gods. Though mortals may cower and worlds may burn, the dark gods that command these incomprehensible hordes regard the war of existence as little more than an endless game, which you can play yourself thanks to a comprehensive crusade section. Again, really nice looking photograph right here. I mean, like the cool demons in the background, and then obviously focused on the Lord of Change. Really nice picture here. All the horrors look just absolutely amazing. I like the pink to blue to brimstone. We've got plenty of news about the demonic force coming up shortly on Warhammer Community. So stay tuned for that. Not a ton of knowledge coming from this. Does not talk about when we can expect this or anything, but obviously we just got the Chaos Codex. So it looks like we've seen previews from Votann. We've seen previews from Guard. But this is the first preview we've really seen for Chaos Demons. Obviously, we would expect... Man, I'm honestly not sure. I mean, we have basically 6 months left in the year at this point in time. I don't know if we get all 3 before the end of the year. I mean, it's possible. Basically 1 every 2-month block. Yeah, I think it's possible that we get Chaos Demons, Leagues of Votann, and Astromilitarm all before the end of the year. Really not sure what order they'll be coming out in either. I did not really pick up any specifics from the article. For some reason, I get the impression that this one is next. They kind of previewed and talked about Leagues of Votann, and it sounded like basically sometime in like the fall/autumn. So maybe we get this one next, then we get the Votann, then we get the Guard. It seems unlikely that they would do Votann before they do Astromilitarm, though, honestly. So that is interesting. I think one thing I'm really curious about with the demons as well is what the combat patrol will be made up of. That's very curious. Because they, up until recently, and they're probably still available for now, up until recently, the Start Collecting Demons boxes were all specific to one Chaos God. So I would think that if they're going to do a combat patrol, which would make sense, obviously, I would think that the combat patrol would be some kind of mix. So maybe 1 unit from each, and then a pretty cool like character in there. We have seen already a Demon Prince model. That would be cool. It would be cool if they included something new in this box set. I don't think that you're likely to get something like Be'lakor, obviously, since he's like the price of a box set on his own. So it would make sense that they would do roughly like 4 different demon units, and then maybe 1 big character or Demon Prince. That seems most likely. I mean, roughly the demon units are, if you have 4 of them at $50 a piece, that's about $200 worth. And then you say a character is somewhere between, like, depending on what character they choose, $40 to $75, and that would probably be right in line with what the value you would get in that box set. So I would assume 1 unit of each from the demon 4 gods, and then something like a probably like big new Demon Prince model. That would be a good way to package that. So we'll see. Definitely seems cool. Demons have always been a pretty cool army and strong in one way or the other. Obviously, they've been forgotten for quite a while now. You still see them show up in tournaments here and there, and they still do relatively well. All 4 of the demon gods are pretty cool and definitely have some potential. So I would expect this is going to be a strong codex. Being able to do like massive bloodletter bombs and stuff like that definitely give them a huge advantage. I mean, I'm definitely interested to see what this codex is going to look like. It's probably going to be pretty awesome. Be'lakor's rules are already pretty awesome. I imagine they're going to be as good or better. So I think we're probably going to start seeing Be'lakor and a bunch of demons showing up here pretty soon. I'm not sure what the best blend will be or anything like that. Obviously, depending on what you like and your style is pretty popular, probably going to determine what you play with. That's one thing I do like about demons is I think that more people are likely to play the faction or like the chaos god that they like rather than the most competitive, etc. One really cool thing about collecting demons also is that you can basically run your army in Age of Sigmar and in 40k, so you sort of get like the 2 for 1. I'm actually surprised that demons aren't more popular because of that. Because if you were literally looking to get into 40k and or Sigmar, obviously the units might not transfer over exactly as, well, but the fact that you could basically build one army and play in both universes is pretty awesome. So overall, got to say this is definitely exciting. Very cool that Chaos is getting basically 2 books in a row. Tons and tons of new models for the 40k Chaos Marines range. So definitely looking forward to seeing some models for the Demons range as well. Obviously, we have already seen 1 Demon Prince shown off. We actually also saw like that Angren for Khorne. So I'm not sure how that will work between demons, and I would imagine he's still a Chaos Demon. Maybe you can take him in a Demon's army as well, or if he's going to be specifically to World Eaters. And then also, we know there's going to be a World Eaters Codex as well. I think it's less likely that one makes it in this year, so that's probably going to be 2023 Codex. So if we get all 3 of the codexes we're expecting 2022, that would basically set them up for World Eaters 2023. Obviously, it's possible that we don't get all 3 of those codexes in 2022, but it does seem likely with kind of like what we've heard so far. They pretty much said squats by the end of the year. They haven't specifically said when the Astra Militarum are coming, and then obviously I don't think we've specifically seen about demons, but it seems likely that the demons are coming next, as now they're getting like the feature articles. So we'll keep up on that as it sort of like reveals itself. Definitely very cool, awesome photography, and love the art on the Codex cover for the Chaos Demons. So let me know what you think. Are you excited for demons? Are you waiting to bust out your army, looking to start a new one? Had you never even occurred to you that you could play them in 40k and Sigmar, and now all of a sudden they're slightly more appealing? I always like to hear back from the community. I appreciate each and every one of you. Your likes, subscribes, interactions really helps out grow the channel. We are getting very close to 5,000 subscribers, which is obviously a big goal. And so I'm going to probably do something special for the community with that 5,000 mark. I've been very, very busy completing up a few commissions. I actually have a few that are ready to roll out of the studio, so keep your eyes out for those videos. We do put out at least 1 video every day, reactions, reviews, and news like this, as well as painting, modeling, conversion, tutorials, magnetization, pretty much anything to do with the hobby. So if you haven't checked those out, check out the playlist and see some of those videos, and then also make sure to like and subscribe. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and the Chaos Demons are on their way.